It's a wild through a goal. Slots it beyond Foderingham. And the Millers are in front in the South Yorkshire derby. And for the first time in 42 years, Rotherham United win at Bramall Lane. On the edge of the box for Doffin. He can hit them. And he does. Doffin has scored an absolute screamer for Rotherham United. Rotherham United have secured their championship status for next season.
Do me a favour, drop me off in Rotherham.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to New York Talk. This is the Rotherham United podcast. This is our Christmas episode. Merry Christmas, one and all. We will talk about Leicester. We will preview the Leicester game, and then we'll do a fun. Well, we'll do a Christmas quiz. You'll decide whether it's fun or not, I suppose. We're going to do a Christmas quiz. We've all got in the spirit. Tom with us. How are you doing, Tom?
Yeah, I'm good. Just got off the Leicester Till I Die podcast. If anyone wants to go listen, really nice guys. I think they gave us a lot more credit than we deserve for Saturday. But yeah, I think they're very worried.
Good. Yes, love it. Danny, with the reindeer ears, reindeer antlers. Sorry, obviously.
Well, they've got that little ears on the sides here. So yeah, I'm doing all right. I've just clocked off work until Christmas Eve. So yeah, let's talk about Rotherham getting a pacing on Saturday and then Christmassy things.
Absolutely. And Nick, I love the contrast of shirt and tie and then the Christmas hat. It's just lovely. It's like Father Christmas on when he's like interviewing somebody for a role or something like that.
How are you doing? Without the beard, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I ain't took time to get changed. I'm just going from work. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. No worries.
This is like Father Christmas in July when he's hiring new elves for the workshop.
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant. Right. Duch was with us as good evening, Merry Christmas to one and all. So good evening, everyone, Merry Christmas. Poundman says the same. Steve Gundy says, everybody, evening, guys. We just want 3 points for Christmas. We would love that. Nathan Cowtree is with us. Noel Jordan says, good evening and Merry Christmas. Let's start with Shelley. Anybody else think that Saturday could be a cricket score? Tom?
Oh,
it could be. Leicester are a good team, but they've shown frailties. Certainly at the back, they've shown a few frailties in recent weeks. So it could be 4 or 5-0, but I don't think it will. I certainly think we'll lay a punch or two, I think.
Yeah. Speaking to the guys, they seem to think that they're very weak at defending corners, defending balls into the box, which could work really well for us. I know that that's the way that Richardson kind of wants to play, but again, it's tough to. It would be ironic, but it's tough to see our first away win in over a year coming against top of the league, especially top of the league with Premier League caliber. It's a very tough ask, but that's football. I think they both went with a 3-1 win to Leicester, so at least we get a goal, giving us some kind of credit. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't even know how we're going to set up yet.
No, I don't either. No, we'll come on some guesses later on. I think that they've won the last 2 games 3-2. I think home to Millwall, apologies, and then away to Birmingham on Monday. So there's goals in it. We lost 3-2 to Plymouth last week. So against Leicester, when you're playing top of the league, you just want to see that. You just want to try and have a good game. If we all want 3 points, that'd be amazing. But you've got to be realistic and say, right, let's just try and take the game. So let's try and upset them. And that might pay off. There's always a chance in the championship, especially in the championship.
Yeah, there is. There's always a chance, but it's one of them where it's like the more it goes on with our away form, the more the chance diminishes, and it's just like, But we saw the vast improvement in the opening stages of the Plymouth game that Liam Richardson's implemented. It's a tall order against top of the league. I mean, he's come out and said himself that Leicester are, a Premier League team in the EFL. It's their own fault for being in that position, but I think he's right. They won't be like that for much longer. But we sort of blooded Leicester's nose a little bit when they came to the New York. Like, all right, fair enough, we lost the game, but it was one of those tight losses where one decision could have swung it, one different decision could have swung it, whether that's players or whatever. Obviously, Leicester's quite strong at home this season, but and I'll put my hand up for the could it be a cricket score. I think if Leicester are on song and we're completely off it, then yes, it could be. However, if Leicester are a little bit too keen to get the early mince pies in and we just want to play football, then, we could actually see a result. A win might be a little bit too much of a Christmas wish, but a draw, we might find it at the end of the stocking. I'm full of the Christmas puns tonight. I'm really feeling it.
Very good. But with not football irony, Mick, that the team that will probably go on to be the best team in the championship will probably beat the points total with how they've been this season. How ironic or whatever would it be for them to lose to the team that's not won away from home for 13 or 14 months? I don't know why. It's just got that ringing feel about it for me. I might be just with the Christmas spirit getting into me too early, but it's just got that silliness about it, this fixture.
Yeah, I don't know. Sheffield United probably thought the same last season, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's entirely possible. Unlikely. It's not probable, but it's possible. We know from when we played them at our place that they're not a team that copes particularly well with being pressed. And as you said, at the back, they are suspect. It took a demoted Premier League referee to give them the 3 points when they came down to New York Stadium. And ironically, we've got a demoted Premier League referee in charge of the game on Saturday. So I expect more of the same, probably, possibly more than we had last time, given Mr. Bond's previous behaviour. So it's going to be a tough game, definitely. But we'll take the game to them. Well, there's no doubt about it. There were plenty of positives in the performance at Plymouth that suggested to me that we're going to be setting up differently away from home than we have done. And we are going to take the game to teams, whether it be teams down the bottom end of the league or the top end. I just don't see us sitting back and trying to soak up the pressure. That would be foolish, absolutely foolish. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a day out, and they're not our battle, as we've said before. But unfortunately, we're not winning our own battles. So we're going to have to pick somebody else's and see if we can get something out of them.
You mentioned referees, Mick. I don't know if you read the article by the EFL this week. I just want your opinion on.
Oh God.
They've got EFL, so they've managed to get 85% of all big decisions correct, which means they've got 15. Well, go on.
You see, the devil with these things is in the detail, isn't it? So these key metrics that they use there's no definition of what they are for a start. So one of them is goals given or not given. Well, we've got goal line technology, so they've all been given correctly or not correctly. So that skews the figures immediately. So after the 560 odd or whatever it is that they've got right, how many of them were giving goals one way or the other? So straight away, your percentage, all those decisions about giving goals were right. Technology says so. So if there's 40 or 50, 30, whatever it is, your percentage starts to go down again. And then the definition of some of the others, they're all very, very woolly. So it allows those figures to be manipulated. We all know that key decisions often are not the ones that change the game. They're not the ones that change the game. They're not the ones necessarily that alter the momentum in a game. It's your piffling little silly fouls here, silly fouls there that are given 1 minute and not given the next. Those are the things that often change a game. Corners not being given when they should be, goal kicks being given when it should be corners, and so on and so forth, as we saw last weekend. So, I get what they're trying to do, and I understand what they're trying to do, and I have no issue with them trying to do it. But you need to be, if you're gonna give a set of criteria, you need to be very, very explicit about what that criteria is. And as soon as you start to woolly it up, like those, I think there's 8 points that they consider. At least 3 of those are, I don't even know what they mean, let alone what they could possibly be. So you're into a position where you can skew the figures. We all know as supporters, even if even if you take your sort of partisan hat off, the standard and the quality of the decision making within the Championship is as low as it's ever been. We see it week in, week out. You know, you watch other teams that we're not connected with, and you just see it time and time again. And we've talked about it till we're blue in the face. It's about making consistent decisions, making the same decision over and again, and we don't even do that. So, whilst I accept what they're trying to do, and I get what they're trying to do, and that they're trying to address the issue, you know, because there are obviously going to be learning points coming out of this setup that they've got. You know, they've got ex-players and everybody else on this board. Brilliant, it's fantastic, but they've got to learn from it, and they've got to take away the key points from it, and we'll see whether that happens, whether things change. But I don't believe those figures for a minute, personally.
No, I don't. John Reynolds says I think the figures came out as they say, assume the Leicester defender nearly breaking Buchanan's leg on the Birmingham Leicester game isn't a key decision.
Is it a key decision? Does it fall within the criteria, with those 8 criteria? I'm not convinced that it does.
I'd love to see what their definition of a key decision is, because obviously they've not actually defined what a key decision is. It's certainly in their stats measurement, but at the same time, stats can always be misconstrued, like you've just said, Mick. But at the same time, if they have tried to misconstrue the stats to like be key decisions, whether it's a goal or not, whether it's a penalty or not, you know, whether it's an attacking free kick, etc., or whether it's a yellow or a red card through whatever independent panel or whatever they've run it through, 85% still seems a little bit low.
Yeah, you shouldn't be celebrating that.
Yeah, and I mean it's like on a GCSE paper, and you have to get, you know, like 90% to be, you know, given an A star, and you get 85%. It's like, well, you've still only got a B. You know what I mean? You should be aiming for the A star. You should be aiming to be like the best officials, you know, in the country. So 85% seems weirdly low to me. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, if it was 90% plus, then we'd go, all right, fair enough. Like Parma's just said, like, should be over 95%. I think between 90 and 95, we'd sort of go, all right, yeah, fair enough. But 85%, it's like, really?
One in 5 wrong.
Exactly. 1 in 5 is wrong, which, you know, when you narrow the field, that's pretty bad. No, it should be under 1 in every 5 is wrong.
It
should be like every 1 in 10, for example. But
it's probably right, that figure. But you look at the criteria. The criteria is, I've got it here in front of me. Penalties awarded or not awarded. That's clear cut. I accept that. That's a definite key moment, and I agree with that one. Sendings off, whether they are or not sendings off. Well, John mentioned the Birmingham game the other night. That's a clear sending off. That will be assessed, I guess, and that will go down as a wrong decision. Has to do. But then,
like a Doffin against Plymouth, you know, there were swathes with that one.
But that, I mean, there were so many key decisions missed in that game. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
That game wasn't 85% average.
No. Denial of a goal scoring opportunity is could be debatable. Second cautions, goal awarded, I've talked about. A major application of the law. What does that mean? There is no definition of that. But it needs, if you're going to tell us that you're using that as a key metric, as a key performance indicator, we need to know what it is. The referees need to know what it is. Everybody needs to know what that specifically means, because it doesn't actually say anything, you know. And then the other one, technical area removal. Well, how is that going to impact a game?
You're sending a manager off so it impacts the game, does it?
That's not impacting the game. Anyway. So again, it's not really a key match incident.
But even with that technical area thing, like the amount of times managers step out of the technical area and nothing happens. It's only when they've ended up sat next to linesmen when something actually happens. So it's
it shouldn't even be there as a key match incident, because it's not.
No. It will excuse stats, doesn't it? It excuse the stats, because every single one it will be correct. So you're not going to say to me that you should not have booked Matt Taylor that one time. It's a correct decision, so it goes in the tick column anyway, doesn't it? But it's relevant.
The comment from Power Mad, decisions that are not acted on, like surrounding the ref, and how do they judge that?
Anyway, you're right. I've opened a can of worms. Sorry, everybody.
I would love if you're watching. You need to redefine that checklist.
It's EFL, not. I would prefer. I would this time. It's not. So
the bottom line is, given that the criteria that they've used there, it's manipulative. You're able to manipulate it.
yes,
Yeah,
Should you wish
manipulative.
to do so. Yes. Moving back on to Rotherham United. Could just confirm ref watch. Yeah, Darren Bond is the referee on against Leicester.
I don't think we ever mentioned that. I think we just you said, "Oh, talking about the refs of the week."
Yeah. Just go to the IFC. I think IFC's put a tweet out about Darren Bond. If you're interested in his history with Rotherham United, go to the IFC. Yeah, so it could be fun. So what do you want to see from Saturday? Because last week against Plymouth was a world away from any other away game we've seen this season. But that was Plymouth, and with the greatest respect in the world, it was Plymouth. It wasn't Leicester City. So, but do you still want to see the sort of same application? Still the balls into the box, still the Bramall bombing up the left-hand side, Dexter bombing up the right-hand side. Do you still want to see that attacking play, or would you happy just to be sort of sitting and hit on the break, maybe?
Well, it's tough, isn't it? Because if I say to you now 0-0 before the game, you take it, but then you don't want to watch a game and it be full of nothing, and then we have 0-0. Because then you thought, well, why didn't we go for it? So it's tough to say. Oh, would you? No, you wouldn't. I wouldn't be happy. No, I'd be happy with the result. I wouldn't be happy with the performance. I feel like win, lose or draw, we need to go with the same mentality that we did against Plymouth, because that's all that this is mentality. I think we've spoken to hell and back about what's gone wrong with Rotherham away this season, and the thing that you just keep reverting back to is the kind of psychology behind it. Henceforth, we need to just keep the same mentality up. If we're going to attack teams, we're going to get at teams. We're going to get the ball into the box early. We're gonna attack down the wings. All the kind of do the basics right. If we lose on our terms, not theirs. And I think that's the kind of mentality we need to put into this game, whether it's top of the league or not. It's a side that has conceded 2 in their past 2 games against teams that, careful how I say this, aren't average. but you know, having watched their game against Birmingham, they do have some quick, nippy players who are going to hit you on the counter and who are going to cause you issues. I mean, Dewsbury Hall and Ndidi in midfield is like a 80 million midfield as it is there. You know, it's not going to be an easy game. We'll get at them and we might lose, but at least if we get at them and lose on our terms, then it's better than us sitting back and waiting for them to hurt us. That's the way I see it anyway.
Yeah, Kim Hayward says they look really good on the counter. It was the Brum first goal, I think, at Birmingham, or certainly one of the early games.
The first 2, Dewsbury Hall and Mavadidi, who's, by the way, celebration was unbelievable. For anyone that hadn't seen it, he sat on the advertising boards at the Birmingham end and just sat there with his arms folded and had everyone join him, which is unbelievable. Yeah. Rooney came out and said it was fair enough. He got commented, "Oh, you're not angry about the celebration?" He went, "No, I would have done it."
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. It's not our secret weapon, Danny, but one of the things that we are good at, I suppose, is stopping the counter. Because we have Cohen Bramall. So he is able almost every time a team tries to break against us, you just wait for the pass and then Bramall just cuts the pass. But Leicester might be the only one of the teams that have a player or two that might be able to match him, and they're better on the ball than any other team in this league. So I wonder if that's going to change the thinking, maybe, because whenever we have a corner, you leave Cohen Bramall back and don't worry about it, because if what happens, Bramall will cover it. It's fine. It's one of his major strengths. Would you be surprised if we change tactics, bearing in mind that their speed and pace that they got on counter?
I wouldn't be surprised. No, I'd almost weigh up Saturday as one of them where we just have to be patient with Leicester and frustrate them. You know, because Leicester strike me as one of those teams where they sort of let the opposition come onto them a little bit, and then they go bang on the counter attack. I didn't catch much of the Birmingham Leicester game, but it was on at the pub, and Leicester was so quick on the counter attack. Birmingham would be on the edge of their 18-yard box, and suddenly bang, Leicester were on the edge of their 6-yard box. So we might have to change tack a little bit and just be patient and frustrate them. Maybe not go flying into challenges as much as we did at Plymouth, because apparently Darren Bond has given out 34 yellows and 1 red card in the 8 games he's officiated this season.
In 8 games?
8 games.
Okay.
34 yellow cards and 1 red card. So Ayala's still banned. Ayala's still banned into, so at least he can't get sent off in this game. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only changing tactic I can think is just more patient build up. Not necessarily just passing it sideways like we've seen before. I'm still thinking progressive football. But as soon as we lose possession, we just sit in and hold Leicester at bay. Sort of like we saw in the first half against, who was it? Against West Brom. A similar sort of performance to that, I think, where we're just slightly more solid at the back, soak up the pressure, frustrate them to long shots where they don't really have much luck, fingers crossed. And then potentially just try and nick something. I know it's not quite the mentality to have, but a draw away at Leicester is better than a loss away at Leicester, and if we nick something, then fair enough. But at the same time, like you said earlier, Tom, they've conceded 2 goals in the last 2 games to teams that are average. Maybe it equates to 1 for one of the poorer sides in the league. We'll have to wait and see.
Mick, you shook your head then. Did you shake your head then?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. I can't remember why though. I can't remember what Dennis said. It was one of the things he said there. Just I
think it was the thing about just trying to nick one.
Well, no, I think it was about the West Brom game. It gave me a cold shiver running down the back of my spine.
well, if we extend that first half over the full 90 minutes, then potentially just don't capitulate like the second half.
Danny, I'm good at game, mate. I can't stand 90 minutes of that.
But would you prefer the point rather than nothing?
Listen, I don't know how much time I've got left, and I'm not wasting 90 minutes of it flipping watching that.
Merry Christmas, everybody. You know what I mean?
Please, I'm not that old. But I'm getting to the stage where I'm starting to treasure every minute, and 90 of that, it'd kill me. And let's be fair, Leicester wouldn't allow that anyway because they're a far, far better side than West Brom were on the night that we played them. So yeah, it's... We'll have to wait and see how he sets it up, but I suspect that it'll not be much different in terms of the level of performance than it was at Plymouth. Circumstances dictated. Circumstances outside our control lost us that game, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't think I find it very difficult to argue against that point. If we're able to keep that level of performance up, we will frustrate them. There's no doubt that we will frustrate them. We've got pace at the back in Colin Bramall, who is probably one of, if not the fastest players in this division, in my view. Hakeem Adoffin is no slouch. He's got some pace back there, as has Dexter. So in that sense, even if they are quick on the break, for the bulk of the time, I would hope that we might be able to counter that. But not all game, not for 90 minutes. So. I'm just hoping. I want a performance of a similar ilk where there's some passion, there's some fight, and there's some creativity, and we get the ball in the box, because that's what we had last weekend, and that's what I expect from Liam Richardson now, and I think that's his game anyway. And when we get the opportunity, let's get the ball in the box, because as has been said by a few people, Leicester fans and fans of other teams that have played them, they can be vulnerable at the back. And we've got people who can put the ball in the back of the net. So, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that we get something from this game. Like I said, right at the start of this, it's unlikely. But we've put ourselves in a position where it's important that we do. And that is our fault. We can't really blame anyone else for that, although there's a few contenders. But, so let's just go there, play our game, and see what we get out of it, if anything.
Absolutely. Nick says play exactly the same. It means again Plymouth game. If we lose, we lose, because if we sit back, we'll lose anyway with the quality we have.
Precisely.
Lose on our terms.
Yeah, exactly. Doko says Rotherham need to have to be patient. Leicester will pass it around the back all day long. As soon as Rotherham try and push forward, Leicester will be behind you, which is a threat you've got to take into account. Certainly. Nick asks if Fred is due back. Liam Richardson was very coy about this on the Cafu, Fred, and Klukas. He said he was hopeful that some of them would be available over the Christmas period. Originally, Fred was one of the first that was due back, but I can't remember. I seem to remember reading he had a setback. Anybody back at this point will be an absolute dream. Anybody, you know what I mean? That's where we are. Nick also says that Haxer's got to be playing at the back. In terms of selection, Tom, obviously last week we started Hugo and Nombe up front, and I thought they played really well together. I know Hugo missed his chance, but I thought as a two they linked up as well as they've ever done. But Tom Eaves scored, and what that's brought everybody up is, oh my God, Tom Eaves scored. Let's start him. I'm not at that stage. I was buzzing when he scored, but I thought Hugo and Nombe worked really, really well together, and I think they complement each other. And Leicester may not like that. Well, they should. They get still at home game. They didn't really like playing against Hugo, to be honest with you. He caused them quite a few problems. He scored. Had a foul not been disallowed for nothing. He scored against them. So for me, I would stick with Hugo and Nombe. Would you be tempted at all to chuck Eaves in there?
Maybe he's an impact sub. I'm kind of with you. I'm at the stage where I'm not quite sure he's a starter, but as an impact sub, yeah, sure, why not? Put himself about. Maybe give him more time this time, 70 minutes onwards. Yeah, I don't think his match fitness is there. He seems up for it mentally now, which is quite nice to see. But physically, I don't think he's quite match fit. And like you said, they worked well together. Yeah, I'd go for that. But the way you having said that means that you want us to go for a 5-back again.
I'd go same, yeah.
You'd go the exact same. Okay, yeah. No, I agree.
Other than Morrison and Fiala.
Yeah, fair. I think I'd go the same. We're assuming Peltier's fit, right? I think
we are assuming Peltier's fit. Not seeing anything to suggest he isn't.
Yeah, I'd go for the exact same team then. Which is a bit of a shame because I think this is the sort of game where you put Hacks in midfield.
Yeah.
But I think you do need his pace at the back. I think they are going to hit you on the counter like no other team in this division. It's Mavadidi and I can't pronounce the Famu, the other winger. Fantastic, both fantastic wingers, and Patson Daka up through the middle, who cost them 20 million from a Champions League side. Yeah, and that's it. So it's a lot to deal with. Yeah, I think they'll struggle with the physicality that we have, and perhaps at fullbacks, if I'm not mistaken, I think Enzo Maresca. I don't know. Maresca. I got slated for not being able to pronounce it on the other podcast, but I think he's similar style to Pep in that he wants to play Ricardo Pereira, their right back in centre mid, which can give a lot of space down the wings, to say the least. Him and James Justin like to come inside and get on the ball. It means that they're exposed at fullback. Balls in the box early. You never know what happens when defenders are defending their 6-yard box. They never like to.
No.
So yeah, it'll be an interesting game, and I agree with you. Same setup, same team. Has to be.
Question in the comments. Harry says, "Got to start Eaves. He gives them a chance. He has got something to prove." Whereas Paramount says, "I'd try Eaves. He was also got Eaves and Nombe, so he put Kelly Hugo later." But Nick says it's probably the wrong game for Eaves to start. Nombe for pace, Hugo just to ruffle the defence up a little bit. Yeah, we've seen. It was great he scored, Danny. Anyway, we're great, but I think we all need to take a step back and realise that he played really, really well for 25 minutes of his Rotherham career so far. And that's not a dig at him. I think he's been harshly done by, but he scored a goal. That's realistic. I know he played well in that time, but I think, as we do as football fans, I think people are getting a bit carried away, to be honest with you. Do you agree? Or
yeah, it is fantastic that Tom Eaves has got his first league goal for Rotherham, and he's finally got that, monkey off his back, because you could tell a lot of upheaval has happened to him behind the scenes, and just to get that one off him, it made him feel amazing. However, it's one of those moments where you need to manage it carefully, and this falls at the door of Liam Richardson, because Tom Eaves is on top of the world right now. He's finally scored that league goal, but I still think a start is too soon for him. He needs to bottle that emotion of how it felt to come on and grab the equaliser, get rid of the whole last-minute winner for Plymouth thing, and take that emotion for when he comes on as a substitute. I just think it's just too soon to start him. Potentially after the festive period, if he keeps putting in this level of performance, yes, I would start him. But like you said, that was probably the best moment of his Rotherham United career, like the best minutes anyway so far. Bar that little period at the end of the Sheffield United game, where it was just colossal. But if he puts in a similar performance when he comes on against Leicester when he did against Plymouth, then we might explore it for Boxing Day or the Sunderland game. But I agree. I think it's just the wrong game for him to start. He's your big centre forward character. And we need the pace of Nombe just to counteract whatever they've got in defence. And then Hugo just to, rough him up a little bit of a harsh term, but you know what I mean? Just don't go diving on the floor all the time, Hugo, because you can tell referees have got his number now. He needs to stand up to it now. And, it might be more fouls, he might not, but just stand up to it a bit. But like Tom said, it's going to be such an interesting game for the whole team because I think Leicester's squad's worth about 100 times as much as ours, which is absolutely crazy. But just to counteract there, I go Nombe and Hugo, bring Eves on later on, potentially Kelly as well. Because Kelly's just so unorthodox. But to go back to your question, it's just too soon. I think it's too soon emotionally for Eves to start. He needs to ride the high of the goal and get another one, and then go again. I think.
Yeah. Nick says with all these, he said not to start Eves. He said that Eves could do well holding up the balls and set plays, which is what we're relying on against Leicester. That's what Hugo does, Mick. I know Hugo comes in for a lot of stick, but that's what Hugo does and did last week. He gets hated on a lot, Mick. I know I'm a Hugo fan. I'm going to put it out there. I like Hugo, but I know he gets a lot of stick. But I think that people just saying, "Oh, he scored a goal, and I don't really like Hugo," or just swap him over.
Yeah, I like him as well. I like him. He's one of those players that you hate to play against. You don't like if you're an opposition supporter. If he's playing for you, you love him because of the way he performs and the way he gets in players' faces and winds players up and so on and so forth. He still hasn't learned that because he's wearing that red shirt, he isn't going to get the free kicks he got at Norwich and at West Brom. Week after week after week, he's getting fouled and they're not being given. So he takes to throwing himself on the floor and they're still not given. When he was at Norwich and at other clubs, those fouls were given. 100% they were given. And given as we've got Mr. Bond on Saturday, he's going to get nothing. He will get nothing. So for me, if there's any fault in Jordan Hugo's game, it's kind of recognising what he isn't going to get from the referee early in the game, and then concentrating on the opposite, i.e., holding the ball up, bringing other players into play, and getting in the box and getting on the end of crosses, which hopefully we might have some this week because we did last.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So, yeah. It's a tough one because Tommy, when he's coming on now, he's holding the ball up very, very well, and he's not trying to get himself into positions where he's constantly fouled. Despite that, he's getting constantly fouled, but he's not trying to. He's not, you know what I mean? He's not trying to get himself in those positions. Yeah. I think Hugo will start. I don't think there's any doubt about that, and I think Nombe will probably start as well because it gives us that pace up front. Which Hugo doesn't give us, unfortunately. But Tom Eaves has got a part to play this season. Oh, yeah. Absolutely he has. So, who knows? Who knows what Liam Richardson's going to do?
True, very true.
I can see him starting both. I can see him starting Eves and Hugo and just sitting back. I don't know. I wouldn't surprise me. Not because of anything else done. It's just a style of play. If he wants to put balls in the box, there's no two better in the league than them two. If he wants to hold it up, there's no two better than them two. But I wouldn't personally do that. But I can see him doing it.
It depends on how resilient the back or the centre backs, whether it's a back two or a back three of Leicester are. If they're a little bit sort of Premier League, then he may well do that.
It's 6'6" Vestergaard and Wout Weiss, who doesn't strike me as the most intimidating defender.
Yeah,
Vestergaard probably does. The other defender maybe not as much. So pace against Vestergaard, strength against the other one. It kind of contrasts well. Yeah.
Me and Tom already said that we won't make any other changes, Danny. Are you with that? Or are you just a fitness permitting and obviously Morrison via Ayala? Anything else you'd be tempted to change?
No, not really. I agree. I think it's just fitness and suspension permitting to the starting 11 on Saturday, and hopefully it stays 11 versus 11.
Yes.
Well, Ayala's not on the pitch, so it will do.
Well, yeah, but Darren Bond's the referee, so
yeah.
So a couple of stats. The only win at King Power Stadium was on Boxing Day 2004. It's not quite football in symmetry, but it's almost football in symmetry. If we win, I'll accept it. I will accept that. And also, we should mention last game Plymouth was Ollie Rathbone's 300th career appearance in all competitions. Not for us, not all for us, but that's a good landmark for him to get to. Let's do some predictions and then we'll get on to the Christmas quiz. Tom, we'll start with you because you would have given a prediction an hour ago or so to the Leicester Tie-Dye TV. What did you give? What did you tell them?
So I said my heart says 1-0 victory, but my head says probably a 2-0 defeat. I might change that to a 2-1 defeat now. I can see us scoring, but I can just see them scoring more. That's it. I think they might be good at the back. I don't think they're great at the back, but I think they are very, very good going forward. I can see. I think, 2-3-1. I'll go 2-1 to be nicer on us, but
fair enough. I'm gonna go dirty 1-0 to us, just because why not? Because it's Christmas and why not? Danny, what do you reckon?
2-1 Rotherham.
Oh, you're still mixed. Is that what you're going to go for me? You're going to copy him?
I'm not going to copy him.
No, I'm feeding into mixed positivity. I honestly think Rotherham could snatch a 2-1. It's about time we had a last-minute winner, I think.
Oh, I couldn't take that before Christmas. 2-1, Meg.
2-1, obviously.
I'm going to go 2-0 then. Just put me down.
Oh, yes, Tom. 2-0 to us.
Yeah.
In the spirit of Christmas.
Yep.
In the spirit of Christmas, we're all going to lose our minds and make
90
sensible predictions.
Honestly, though, if Rotherham actually beat Leicester on Saturday, I dread to think what state I'm going to turn up to work in on Christmas Eve. And I have to work a 10-hour shift. I'm going to be pickled like an onion, I swear.
Kim Evans says 1-1. Gummer says 4-0 to Leicester. John Mill says 4-1 to Leicester. Noel John says 3-1. Harry says 1-0 to Leicester. Harry says Ayala will pop up from somewhere to give them a goal.
Invader.
Like it. Dorco says be a patient 0-0. Nathan Traggy says 0-1 obviously to Leicester. Kiwi 3-1 to the Millers. Beats our positivity. Well done, Kiwi. YouTube says 2-1 to us as well. Nick says 3-1 loss. Hopefully he is wrong. We hope you're wrong as well. If you're Bill, Nick saying Morrison must not start. I don't think we've got a choice, to be honest with you. Unless you put Newell back there, who's a slow.
Would you not put Hall there, or is he as slow?
He's as slow, I think. Hall will be needed over the next week or two. It'll be the Christmas period, though, so maybe see him against Middlesbrough. Maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about that.
I suspect so.
Jimmy says 1-0 to us. Nathan Covey went 1-0 to us. Like it. He meant to be away from. Got you, Nathan. Thank you. There we go. Positivity all around. I'm happy about this.
Before we crack on with the Christmas quiz, I just want to share a bit more of a positivity because I've just seen that it's the first time that my little brother's watching the podcast on YouTube.
Who's your little brother?
Ollie. Yeah, and apparently he's unprompted to watch it. He's just found it on YouTube and spotted it's me, and he started watching it.
Oh, what a lad! Oh, Ollie.
Future Miller, I'm sorry, Dad and Sam. He's a future Miller. He's not going to support the Blade. He's not going to be a Man United fan. He's going to be a Rotherham fan. I'm telling you now.
I like it. Christmas time. We're done with the current day football. Let's move on to Christmas because we're nearly there. We've got 4 sleeps left at time of recording. 4 sleeps left until Father Christmas comes down the chimney. Nick, I can see from your face the excitement. You're buzzing about Father Christmas coming at Christmas.
I could do it being 1 sleep left between now and Christmas, to be honest. Just one long one. That's how I feel at the moment. So, yeah. Go to bed tonight. I'll wake up Christmas morning. I'm happy with that.
But then you'll miss Leicester game. So
I'll get up for that and then go back to bed.
Yeah, I can live with that. Tom, how's everything in the Air household for Christmas? You're buzzing, excited?
I saw a glass of wine just then.
Is that a glass of wine?
Yeah,
Red wine?
we're all drinking, so it's always going to be jolly. Always fun. I think, going up to my dad's brothers to watch the game, so that should be fun. And Messi as well, you should imagine. So hopefully if the 2-0 prediction comes in, I don't think if you do a reaction on Sunday, I don't think you'll be seeing me. So it's perfect. Perfect. I'm expecting Mick to slide down the chimney, by the way. I don't want Father Christmas. I want Mick sliding down the chimney, though.
Okay.
Well, I suppose
Christmas.
Because I saw Tom drinking, I thought, I might have a drink because it's Christmas. And I asked my mum, "Where's the vanilla Irish cream?" It basically was like knockoff Baileys. Turns out that's for Christmas, so I'm not allowed it. So what beers have I got?
Carling, probably. You've got set John having a Carling.
I'm not having a Carling. Good God, no! I've got a choice between a porter. No idea what this one is, but it's 5.4 and it sounds dangerous. And then a stout. I'm going to have the dangerous one. Why not?
Fair enough. John Relmick wants to know if you're moonlighting as the milk tray man with that shirt and tie.
One for the oldies there, John. One for the oldies there. None of these young lads will know what you're talking about, but no.
No, not a clue. Sorry.
Fair enough. Right, let's do the Christmas quiz. Get yourself a pen and paper. Tie off. I mean, Christmas is here now.
Make you feel better.
Jesus.
You feel less intimidated, John.
Right, Christmas quiz. You need a pen and paper because we'll do 5 questions at a time. There's only 20 questions. I think we did more last year. I think 20 is a reasonable number. We'll do
who won last year?
Me.
Did you?
No.
I have no friend.
Probably wasn't, to be fair.
There was only 3 of you on there. It can't be that hard to remember.
Mick should have won because he's old and he knows stuff. He should know stuff. We had Tobias on last year, to be fair, for the quiz. We had some Swedish words, didn't we? No, none of that this year, sadly. We did try to get a special guest on this year, but things didn't pan out.
Jesus, that's strong.
Okay. There's always I feel at Christmas there's pressure to get guests on. When the bar lasser turned up 2 Christmases ago, and I think it sort of ruined our Christmases. Our Christmas episode peaked at that point.
It did.
So, cheers, Dan.
Bar lasted 2 Christmases ago, and me on this one.
Exactly. Upgrade. Definitely an upgrade, mate.
I won't join Middlesbrough. That's what I won't do.
True. Yeah, if there's any Middlesbrough podcast watching, he's not for sale, I'm afraid. He's staying in.
Was that the time he joined us from a car park at Meadow?
Yes. It was. We had Alison on, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was class, that.
We'll call class that episode. Anyway. Nick's on the sherry. People tell us the drinks. That's fine by me. Nick's on the sherry. Sarah Ogden's on the glass of rosé. Very nice.
Mine is
I think him and they were saying woo woo. I don't know if that's a drink woo woo or
what?
Next year, somebody else. Shelley says next time somebody else can do the questions and I'll do the quiz. I'm no problem for that. Somebody else can do questions next time. This has been easy because all I've done is almost copy and paste most of the questions from last year and just change some of the answers, which is quite good. So last year we did a Matt Taylor round. So this year we're going to do a Liam Richardson round.
Oh dear!
No way. What
audience participation is needed? Come on.
Yeah.
So write your answers down, and then after the end of the round, we'll go back through the answers, obviously. Right. So the first question in the Liam Richardson round. Liam Richardson came on as substitute for Blackpool in a cup final to win the cup final. What was the trophy's name?
Oh God.
And I need the name of it at the time. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the correct answer. Don't look at the comments, you three, because people will be putting the answers in the comments.
I'm going to go on to private chat so I can't see.
Yeah, likewise.
There we go.
Right. That was the first question. Second question. Liam Richardson made 11 appearances for Bolton as they won promotion. Which division did they win promotion to? Tom's getting help from his family here, by the way, if you two want.
My mum's Liam Richardson knowledge is way better than anyone's I've ever met. So.
Is your mum Liam Richardson?
Right.
The only guy who can answer all these correctly. Leah Richardson.
Yeah. Question 3. Liam Richardson won his second career promotion in 2006. With which club? I can't wait. You know, when you do these questions, I can't work out if they're easy or hard, to be honest with you. I know I write them or make them up.
I can let you know if you want.
You are? Yeah, okay. Fair enough. He's our manager. You should know stuff about him.
Why? I'm not a stalker. I just wanted to win some games.
Okay, fair enough.
Please, Liam.
I want Christmas is 3 points.
3. Do you need a minute, Danny?
What?
Are you all right there? Do you need a minute?
No, fine, man. Carry on.
Question 4. Liam Richardson started his managerial career with Accrington Stanley in 2013. In which league were they in at the time?
2013.
Yes. Nick says, Tom keeps looking over his shoulder for somebody to tell him. Yes, he does. And final question, Liam Richardson round.
Not got a clue here. Not got a clue.
There is only 1 point. They will require 3 answers for 1 point on this final one. Which 3 clubs has Liam Richardson been the assistant to Paul Cook after Accrington Stanley?
What?
So 3 clubs he has assisted Paul Cook at. What are those 3 clubs? If you don't get all 3, you don't get a point. Tom, if you get 5 out of 5 here, there's people calling you.
I was just about to say that.
Right. Let's go back to the start. Liam Richardson. First question. Liam Richardson came on as a substitute for Blackpool in which cup final competition, which they did win? He came on as a 90th minute substitute.
That's still
got his money's worth. I need the Football League trophy is not an acceptable answer.
Yeah.
It needs to be the name of the trophy. What do we have?
Johnston Paint.
Was not the Johnston's Paints trophy.
Freight Rover. No.
Danny?
LDV Vans.
The LDV
No,
Vans
somebody put that in the
trophy.
chat. No, I'm not having that. I thought I went against that because it was
Wayne
in
put that
the
in
chat.
the chat.
Christ.
Mick, what did you have?
I went with Johnston Paint.
I think it was about 2004, this final, that it was.
I
I
thought it was 02, so I got the year wrong, but I knew Blackpool had won the LDV.
Yeah. Next question. Liam Richardson made 11 appearances for Bolton as they won promotion to which division? Mick, what do you have?
I thought it was when they were up to Premier League.
Thought Premier League, Danny?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, likewise.
Premier League, it was. That's right.
Good question, right?
Oh my God, I'll take 1 out of 5.
I don't think anybody got that one. Apparently, it's League One. No, not League One, sadly. Next one. Liam Richardson won second career promotion in 2006 with which football club? Danny? Mick says Accrington. Danny?
Preston?
That Tom?
Bolton or Blackpool, the 2 of which you've said. Go Bolton. I'll go Bolton.
It was Accrington.
It
was from the National League, or from it was the conference at the time, probably.
Does that mean that's the next answer?
No, it's not the next answer. Liam Richardson started his managerial career in 2013 with Accrington Stanley. Which league were they in, Tom?
2.
They were in League 2.
Yeah.
Danny, Nick, did you get that?
No, I got National League.
Yeah.
National League as well.
And the final one of this round was which 3 clubs has Richardson assisted after he left Accrington Stanley? Is anybody confident?
No.
Wigan.
I know
I'm
Wigan's.
confident on 2.
Okay, Wigan is one of them.
Yeah.
That was the most recent. What else you got?
Ipswich.
Not Ipswich.
No, not confident at all then.
Chesterfield.
Is one, yeah.
Oh, that was the one before of.
Anybody got the last one?
Is it Accrington?
It's not, no.
All right, never mind. Blackpool.
Pompey.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Oh no, they got promoted from them actually.
I got 2 of them. Can I have a point?
Yeah, I got
No.
2 of them. Well, then me and Mick are... Oh, never mind.
None of you said Portsmouth. So, right, next round. In theory, should be easier. Some of these will be easier. Some of these won't be easier. So, for example, the first one's not easy. I know this. Which current Rotherham player has his birthday closest to Christmas Day?
That's a horrific question.
That is a bad question.
God.
That's horrific.
Well, we had this last year. These,
Has it changed since last year?
well, that'd be telling, wouldn't it?
It's still the same birthday, Danny.
Yeah, I don't think the person's birthday has changed.
But,
Unless they were on. Well, it was only 128th.
You know what I meant? Are they still at the club?
I couldn't possibly say. Good luck with that one. The next one I think is easier, and I think you've got a better chance. It's still hard, but anyway, I'm going to stop telling you it's easy or hard. Which Rotherham player scored closest to Christmas Day last season? And again, I said this is easy because you can work this out. If you remember the games from last season, and we didn't score that many goals last season, I don't think. John Morell, I don't like my birthday anymore. I'm going to move it to December the 24th. Right. Are we happy to move on? I'm not so happy with your answers because I know you're not going to be happy with that. Should we move on? Because you're all going to get this next one. You've got an easy one. I'll be kind to you all for question 3. Who was the manager of Rotherham United last Christmas? Easy for you. Easy peasy.
Was it Paul Warren?
That's a pound.
Lee Peltier.
Yeah. You're all guaranteed a point on this quiz, everybody. Well, you should be anyway. Depends how much you've had to drink, I suppose. Question 4. When was the last time that Rotherham played at home on Boxing Day?
God.
The last one.
Do we have to say the season or the team?
The question is when, so the season.
Okay.
I should have put the team in as well to make it more difficult. I could have put the team and result in, but we didn't. And the final question of Rotherham United at Christmas is: when All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey was released, what league were Rotherham United in? It's going to work it out. Work out when it was. I mean, I said that. Tom and Danny have got no chance. Sorry, Mick.
Matt, as someone who works in the hospitality sector, I am now immune to that song, and I have no clue when it was released at all because it was. Oh, it's
right.
So what will that be then?
By the way, in terms of that league, I'll accept the current iteration. So it's obviously not. But if you said National League and it was conference, I'll accept.
I found this on the web.
So it's getting shaky.
Drew is looking up the answers.
No need for that, mate.
There's a cheating on wits.
Right. Miller's at Christmas. We'll go back to the answers. Mick, what did you guess? The Rotherham player whose birthday is closest to Christmas Day.
Lee Peltier.
Not Lee Peltier.
Oh.
Danny,
I had the same.
did you really? You all had Lee Peltier?
Nope.
What did you have, Tom?
Jamie Lindsay.
It's not Jamie
Is
Lindsay.
it Tom Eaves?
He's an October birthday. Last year, the answer was Talajibola. But that's because McGuckin hadn't made a league appearance. It's Kieran McGuckin.
Oh,
birthday.
he would have got... Oh, my God, no.
He was born on the 30th. His birthday is the 30th of December, according to Wikipedia.
If you got that right, well done. Cheers.
If you got that, well done, everybody. That is, you would be.
You're going to have a mince pie that you've got in your own house. And
I think if McGuckin's in the chat, he's not guessing himself. 5 days out. Oh.
Well, last year were bowling anyway, 3rd of January. There were nobody getting closer than that.
Oh.
So. Right, Rotherham player. Which Rotherham player scored the close Christmas Day last season? Tom, anything?
Barlasser. I just went on a guess if he was scoring around that time.
No, not Barlasser. Danny?
I guessed as well, and I said Lindsay.
Not Jamie Lindsay. Mick?
A Dauphin.
Not a Dauphin. The guy's not at the club anymore. It was kind of Washington.
Yeah.
He scored. There was an own goal in the Boxing Day game, but he's then scored a goal after the own goal because I couldn't put own goal. I wanted to give you a chance, to be honest with you, and I felt like an own goal would be a cheat answer. Anyway, altogether, who was the manager for Rotherham United last Christmas?
Paul Warren.
Matt Taylor.
Matt Taylor.
That's a point for all of you. Well done. I hope it's a point for everybody at home as well.
Yes, it is. It is.
Should be. Right. When did Rotherham United last play a home game on Boxing Day?
It's one of those horrible questions where it's either a lot closer than you think or it's miles away.
2020.
The COVID season.
Yes.
Yeah, that we were meant to play at home on that year, but we didn't because of COVID. Because of the COVID outbreak.
Did we play Bolton?
We did play Bolton at home, but I don't think it was Boxing Day.
Oh, never mind then.
So let me guess this right. The year I guessed, we didn't even play.
I said 2021.
Correct. Danny was right. Well, last year. We were at home last year.
Who again?
We Stoke at home on Boxing Day.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Weren't we?
Oh, wild. Yeah.
I couldn't.
I remember why I forgot that because I was horribly ill over Christmas last year and didn't eat for about a week. I was gutted not to go to that Stoke. I don't even remember Boxing Day last year. That's really bad.
Yeah, pretty bad. But yeah, you should have all got that. You didn't. There you go. Final one. This is obviously going to be a guess for you all. What league were Rotherham United in when All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey was released? Mick, do you know what year this was?
I ain't got a Scooby-Doo, mate. I would go probably around about 94-ish.
Nailed up. Banging, yeah. 94.
No way. No, he knew it. He knew
I'm
it.
not giving you a point for that.
But listen, I'm quite ashamed that I know that.
What league were Rotherham United in, Mick? We'll give you first bash as you were around
League
back then.
2. I can't remember.
You were League 2. Danny?
I went for old second division to League 1.
Tom?
I went League 2.
It's Division 2, League 1.
Yes, get him.
I should have.
Mick, you're good at this. It was good at guessing the year of the song. Not the actual question, though.
That's probably my greatest punt in the dark answer ever.
What we're looking for for scores? We're halfway through now, so what we're looking like for scores? 4 out of 10 for Danny.
3 for me.
3 out of 10 for Tom. Sorry, everybody, it's been quite hard.
3.
Nick's gone 3. Okay. I think you'll get some of this one. The next one's just a general quick Christmas round. So there's always you could get 5 out of 5 on this one, to be fair. So first question of the Christmas round: where was the baby Jesus thought to have been born? This would be a town/village/city, not the country or whatever.
I was going to check that my mute button's working for Christmas questions.
No, it's not.
Right. Question 2 of the Christmas round. In the film Home Alone, where were the McAllisters going on holiday when they left Kevin alone? A classic Christmas film. Mick, you a fan of Home Alone?
I've seen it.
So I know then.
Right.
That's a great response. I love it.
Fair enough. Fair. Chris Page just put the country. I have to accept it's the city that they're going to. Country's not acceptable.
You've made me look at comments now.
Question 3. What was the name of the last ghost to visit Scrooge in A Christmas Carol? I told you the chance with all 3 of these. Well, so far. I think the other 2 are working. I don't know. That won't make sense, that, to be honest with you. But anyway. Moving on. Question 4. What colour Christmas does Elvis have? Music question for you there, mate.
Got it.
I know you will. I know you would. And we will finish off question 5 on the Christmas round. What words follow Silent Night in the song? I expect you to sing that when we get to the answers.
Not happening.
No, you can stuff up the chimney. No.
I've given you a kind round before we go on to the next round, which could be tough, the final one.
Nice.
Is it spelling?
Right. Where was the baby Jesus thought to have been born, Danny?
Jerusalem.
Not Jerusalem. I think they were from Jerusalem, Mary and
Oh,
Joseph.
is it Nazareth?
No. Oh, they were from Nazareth, weren't they?
70s.
Ah.
Mick?
It's Bethlehem.
It's Bethlehem. Do you get that, Tom?
Yeah, Bethlehem.
Somebody else got that on here. We'll give him a shout in the comments. Paramount says Bethlehem. Yes, it was Bethlehem. Where in the film Home Alone, where were the McAllisters going on holiday when they abandoned their child? Tom?
Paris.
They were going to Paris. Yes, they were.
Yes.
Nice.
Danny, Mick, did you get that one?
Yes.
I thought you hadn't watched it, Nick.
You what?
I thought you hadn't watched it.
I haven't, but there was someone on Twitter about it earlier on today. I have watched
Danny,
it.
did you not get that?
No.
I did.
What did you put?
LA.
Fair enough. Wayne says Pride Land. No, Wayne, I shouldn't have clicked on that. I think I too late. Move on. What was the name? What was the name of the last ghost to visit Scrooge in A Christmas Carol? Quickly.
Was it that?
No.
Christmas Future, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come was the name of the
same
ghost.
thing.
Oh, come on.
Well, it's not the ghost.
In the Muppets Christmas Carol, it's Ghost of Christmas Future.
You're a Muppet Christmas.
Tom's wine drunk. Oh dear.
I'll be kind and give you that one. I'll be very kind. I shouldn't give you that. Well, Christmas spirit and all that. What Christmas is Elvis having, Mick?
Blue.
Blue Christmas.
Oh,
Very
blue.
good.
Depending if you want to be pedantic about it.
What?
It was a blue Christmas.
I don't think the title of the song was Blue Christmas, though, was it?
I have no idea. That's what he sang.
And what were the words for that follow Silent Night in the song?
Holy Night.
There you go. Did you get that one as well, Danny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is that
Good stuff. 5 out of 5 for Mick and Tom.
Yes.
5 for 5?
Come on.
Danny got 2. Which
Yeah.
other ones did you get? I got the Bethlehem one, didn't you?
Yeah, the only ones I got right was the Future one on a technicality and Holy Night.
What colour Christmas did Elvis have then?
White, I don't know.
Yeah.
What's a blue Christmas unless they're underwater?
I don't know. I'm sure it's a reference to blues music, I guess.
Anyway.
It was a reference to him feeling very low and feeling
Was it?
blue because he's laid.
Okay. Well, before we move on, can I just say, you know that meme where someone insults you that in a way you've not heard before, it actually makes you smile. That is exactly what Tom did to me. It's like, actually, that's quite good.
Sorry, it slipped out.
So, round 4, the final round, is Rotherham United this year? There's no leeway. It's going to be. Some of these are going to be really, really hard, and you're going to guess. Some of these you might be able to work out. First one's going to be a guess. If you get this, you deserve 1,000,000 points. You're not going to get 1,000,000 points though. This calendar up to now, how many points have Rotherham United got in the league this year?
Up to now,
not including games that haven't happened yet.
How many what?
How many points have Rotherham got this year since the turn of the year?
Wait, pause. Do you mean this year is in the calendar year or this year is in this season?
Calendar year.
Right, okay, never mind. Changing my answer.
Right, there we go. Good luck on that one. You know how many points we have. So, yeah, people in the comments, not this season, calendar year. Right. Which player has made the most appearances? This is all this year, so from January. From January to now, who has made the most appearances for Rotherham United? There we go. Some of these you can work out. I think I can probably work this next one out. Who has the most yellow cards this year?
How do you spell Iola?
Nick, I really hope you know how to spell Ayala, by the way.
It's only
Sound it out.
4
Sound
different
it out.
letters. 3 different letters. Oh, God.
Penultimate question. Who has scored the most goals this year for Rotherham United?
Is this all calendar year, right? Yeah.
All calendar year, yeah.
Cool.
Chris Page says referee has the most cards this year. Well, he's got 2, hasn't he, to be fair. So probably not the most. So there we go. That was the penultimate question. This last one, I'll give you a minute to think on this one because you might want to work it out. So, again, this year, how many players have we signed, including loans? So that includes the January transfer window into the summer transfer window up to now.
This is tough for me to ask. Do players signing twice count as 2 or 1?
Renewal of contracts don't count.
So, i.e., Morrison.
So Peltier was a renewal. So Peltier is not a new signing.
But Morrison signed in Jan and in summer. Does he count as 2 or 1?
Well, a renewal, it doesn't count as a new signing.
Okay, cool. This is going to be it's going to be controversial no matter what you say.
I was took a punt in the dark on that one.
You could work it out. You could try anyway.
If I try and work it out, will we sat here until 10 o'clock?
Well, it depends how many we made, doesn't it?
I have Christmas presents to wrap, Matthew.
You ain't Father Christmas not bringing them? Or pre-wrapped?
No, because I'm on his naughty list. I mean, shenanigans on the last podcast.
Just ruined some Christmas for sorry kids.
Can't
Right.
believe it, that cat's out of the bag.
Shelley says, for a bonus point, can you name them all? If you can name them all without cheating, I will happily give you a bonus point, but I haven't made a note of them all. So that would be quite difficult. So let's go through the points first of all. Points this year. How many points do we have since the turn of the year, Mick?
I've probably gone a bit on the low side here. 27 I've gone for.
27 is a bit low. Danny?
29.
Still a bit low. Tom?
Oh, I went 30, so I don't think I'm...
No, just under 36.
Oh, that's more than we've got. How many have we got this season? 13.
13, yeah.
So we got 20. 20
John Rell was close. He's 37, which is actually very, very close. This one, I think, will do people. Who has made the most appearances for Rotherham United this season? This year?
Oh, you said this season.
That is then. Harry says Victor. Cheryl says Victor. Chris says Victor. Palmer says Victor. John Rell says Swedish keeper Victor. Shelley says Victor. Did anybody else say not Victor?
It's not going to be Victor, is it?
It's not Victor. Victor was injured last season. Remember?
I thought he was injured at the start.
And also, there's the cup appearances where Dylan Phillips would have made 2 appearances this season as well, rather than Victor.
Won't Victor in this calendar year? Didn't Victor only miss 2 games?
If you include the cup games, he would have missed 4 games. Victor made 40 appearances this calendar year. John Hugel made 42.
Oh.
I think that's probably every game. I haven't checked that. That's probably every single game that Hugel's played in this year in all competitions. Since he signed, anyway. He didn't sign until the end of January. So, yeah. There you go. Nobody got that
There's
one.
definitely a clause in his contract.
You should all get this, I think. Who has the most yellow cards this calendar year?
Rathbone.
Ollie.
Ollie Rathbone. He has 11 yellow cards since the turn of the year.
In 13 games? No.
Who will dive the same amount as Victor?
Harsh, John. Harsh.
Shelley thought it might be Ollie with playing most experience. Ollie was out for quite a long time last year. I mean, it's like 2 months last year, from like January to March. He was out quite a lot, something like that. Maybe not quite long, but it was out for quite a period. Top scorer. Who's scored the most goals since the turn of the year?
See, I put Jordan Hugel in there because he's made most appearances. I can't add that.
He scored 8. He scored 5 last season and 8 and 3 this season.
Yeah, scored 8. Very good, Tom. Did you put him as your answer?
I put him as my answer as 8 because I couldn't think of anyone who scored more.
He has. Danny, did you get Jordan Hugel as well?
Yeah, Hugel as well.
Very good. Yeah, 8 this season, which doesn't sound very much. 8 in a year is terrible.
No. Do I get a bonus point for getting the actual amount of goals?
You don't.
That's sad, I know that, isn't it? It's quite sad.
And finally, good luck, everybody. How many signings has Rotherham made since the turn of the year?
I'm going through it now. Hold on.
Give us your best guess.
I've said 13.
Unlucky.
We made 12 this season, Danny.
Yeah, but some of them are contract renewals, so they don't count.
Not 12 signings. Grant Hall's a new signing, for example. That's not a renewal. Grant Hall was a signing.
Yeah, wait. Okay, whatever. Controversial.
I told you, if it ever happens, someone's going to say controversial.
Correct. This is the essence of a British Christmas. We're arguing about something that doesn't actually matter. You put what, Mick?
24.
Yeah, I went 15. I'm not.
It's 20. It was 12 this season. So again.
Can I have a point for being closest?
Oh.
No.
Over.
Okay.
So it was 12 this season and 8 it was 7 in January plus Tyler Blackett, I think, in March. So 8 last season.
Blackett?
12 this season.
So what about taking off the contract renewals from this season? That reduces.
Oh, pack it in now. Come on.
well, Peltier and Sean Morrison are not included. It's just Grant Hall.
What about Tyler Blackett?
No, Morrison does count because we bought him in January.
Sorry, Morrison would count in January. Yeah, the renewal doesn't count as a second one though.
Yeah, so we didn't sign 12 players in the summer then, did we?
Lads.
It's 12, yeah, Morrison's not counting that 12 this summer. Morrison's counting.
Let me just stop you all there, please. Please. You Rotherham United fans, accept defeat graciously like we always do.
Nick, you haven't seen Twitter. We never accept defeat graciously.
So we had 20 points. Everybody in the comments, let us know, count your scores and let us know what you got. See if you can beat any of these 3 because turns out that was quite a hard quiz.
You've definitely beaten me because I've done appallingly.
John Morrell says we've lost control of the quiz. I've sort of won because I asked the question, so I'm happy with that.
Nobody wins in this quiz.
We're going to assume you won last year, so there's pressure on you as reigning champion. Well, is or not? What did you get?
To be fair, the result of this quiz mirrors my life precisely. I got an adequate 10. Bang average.
Bang average. Okay, I like it. Dan, I assume from that reaction you didn't get 10.
Well, to be fair, the quiz adequately shows my life slightly below average with 8.
Oh, 8.
Okay, hold on. 8.
Oh, Tom's doing a recount.
Yeah, I got 10.
Oh, no.
I know. I heard
Tiebreaker question.
It wasn't
I heard Mick say 10 and I was recounting. No, I got 10.
All right, bear with me. I'm going to reload my computer now for tiebreaker question. I can't remember what it were now. I just assumed you'd be gracious enough not to get the same amount of points.
Yeah, no, it's our fault. You're right. Can I get a bonus point? I got as many. Because I got Hugo's amount of goals. Does that see me through?
Sadly not. Right,
Matt, can I find the tiebreaker question?
if you're quick about it.
Oh, one of us has to get it though.
Right, you. While you'll get that, Danny, I will tell everybody what to do in terms of. So make sure everybody has subscribed on YouTube if you haven't done already. Make sure you check out the Scouting Report, which is up now. We spoke to Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV. That's very good. It's interesting about their season so far. How I asked if it was easy. It sort of wasn't. So check that out because I think that's quite interesting. In terms of the next episode, I don't think we're going to be able to do one after the Leicester game. Time doesn't allow post Leicester game and then into Christmas Eve. You know, we're not going to record at 8 o'clock on Christmas Eve night because none of you'll watch anyway. So if we get time, we may do kind of an instant reaction after the Leicester game, maybe. if we've got time and can work something out, and we'll try and shut that on YouTube if we can. Otherwise, it'll probably be the day after Boxing Day that we're back in terms of a review for Leicester Middlesbrough, and then a preview of the Sunderland game. Keep an eye on the socials. If we can work something out, let us know. But yeah, we're going to Leicester, and then I'm going out Saturday night is one of the reasons. So the Christmas beer's calling me, sadly. There you go. So, but yeah, we'll keep an eye. If we work something out, keep an eye on the socials. Palmer got 7. John Morel 10. He was cheating. Shocking, Tom. Yeah. Danny, do we have a tiebreaker question to split these two?
We do. So the tiebreaker question is: how many different countries have won the World Cup?
Ooh, should have known.
Do you know this off the top of your head? Because I saw you leaning back and thinking about this one.
Yeah, I do know it off the top of my head.
Oh, great.
Work it out.
Yeah.
I want to play up. Mick, let me know when you're ready. No, hang on, don't tell me because we need to wait till you're both ready, don't we? Otherwise, you could still say an answer. You could copy your answer, and then we'd just keep going and going and going. You ready, Tom?
Yeah, as much as ever.
So, Mick, go on first.
11.
Okay,
It's got to be too high.
Tom.
I got 8.
I think
Correct.
9. Oh, is it 8?
8 is correct.
Oh.
Now name them all. Name them all.
Brazil, Argentina, England, Germany, France, Italy, Uruguay, Spain.
Nice. Well done.
Cool.
Very good.
I might have been missing one there.
Well, Tom.
I counted West Germany and Germany as two separate countries, obviously. Because
You came for 11.
The current German nation is West Germany, not East Germany. So it counts.
There we go. Thank you all for being with us tonight with our Christmas episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back in the in-between period between Christmas and New Year. It should have an official name, but doesn't. But we're back at that point. Please follow us on social media and subscribe, like I've already mentioned, and on iTunes, Spotify. Make sure subscribe. If you are listening to iTunes, Spotify, let us know what you got in quiz as well. See if you can beat 10 of Tom. You won't win anything other than our respect, which you'll have more of. I hope you all have a lovely Christmas. I hope it's the best one ever. Hope Father Christmas brings you everything you want, especially 3 points from Leicester on Saturday. That'd be the best present we could all wish for. And yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas, Tom.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Danny.
Merry Christmas to you too, and to everybody on the podcast and in the comments.
Yeah, and Michael, the I don't know. I just love your get up tonight. It's just cheered me right up.
Yeah, whatever. Bar humbug.
The definition of a corporate Christmas.
Yeah. Thank you, Mick. Merry Christmas.
And you. And everybody else. Have a good one.
Thank you, everybody. One for watching. Merry Christmas and up the Millers. See you next time.
Merry Christmas.
Millers.
Slides into Wales through a goal, slots it beyond Foderingham, and the Millers are in front in the South Yorkshire derby. And for the first time in 42 years, Rotherham United win at Bramall Lane. On the edge of the box, the Dauphin, he can hit them, and he does. Oh! The Dauphin has scored an absolute screamer for Rotherham United. Rotherham United have secured their championship status for next season.